Now,
on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
Our goal is to ensure everyone feels they have a place here in Frederick, no matter their background, culture, or identity. The Frederick Police Department, in particular, is committed to ensuring all residents feel safe in reporting crime and know that they will not be questioned about their immigration status. We refuse to aid and abet outside agencies attempting to detain, deport, or remove any residents from our community.
That's the mayor of Frederick, Michael O'Connor, no relation, not only saying that he will not, quote, aid and abet authorities in carrying out apprehension and deportation of criminal illegal immigrants, but also he went on to say that he's going to ask the city council to provide money for legal assistance to illegal immigrants who are facing deportation. By the way, Tom Homan, the incoming border czar, was asked on Fox News earlier this week if these policies, as articulated by the Frederick mayor, it was echoed by the mayor of Denver, if this is a violation of the law. Here's what Mr. Homan said.
You're absolutely breaking law. All you have to do is look at Arizona versus U.S. You'll see these breaking the law. But look, me and the Denver mayor, we agree on one thing. He's willing to go to jail. I'm willing to put him in jail.
Okay, so that brings us to Sheriff Chuck Jenkins. He is the duly elected, five-term sheriff, I believe, in Frederick County. Of course, the city of Frederick is under his jurisdiction. And Sheriff Jenkins, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us.
Same to you. Thank you, Larry, Patrice. Same to you.
I'm not a geography whiz, but I'm guessing the city of Frederick falls under the jurisdiction of Frederick County as well, Sheriff Jenkins. So this looks like the mayor is sort of having a showdown with you because it would be your deputies and your department that would be working with ICE to possibly apprehend and facilitate with the deportation of criminal illegal immigrants in the county. So what do you say to the mayor? If he does obstruct your deputies' duties, what will happen?
Well, first of all, let me start by saying the mayor is very foolish in making those statements. He's been an embarrassment to Frederick City, and actually I hope it costs him the next election. You know, what he's done here is basically stand up, self-aggrandizing himself to be more important than he really is. This is not his concern. It's not his matter. And frankly, he's done really nothing more than put the Frederick Police Department and Chief Lando in a bad spot here. Here's the deal. He can't stop ICE from coming into this county, to this jurisdiction, and enforcing the law. There's nothing he can do about that. Now, he may not have to cooperate, but he certainly can impede, and that's where it becomes a situation. Does he place himself at risk of getting arrested, which he could. It wouldn't be by me. It would be by the government, federal government. And
as this debate rages, can you sort of detail what your department's cooperation would be with ICE, and could the state come in? Could Governor Wes Moore come in and tell you, as the duly elected sheriff of Frederick County, no, Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, I forbid you, I demand that you stop cooperating with Tom Homan and ICE?
I do not believe he can. I have jurisdiction in this county, and what I foresee my role could be, not necessarily, I don't have the authority to go out and make the arrest on the street with ICE, but what I can do is provide support such as logistics, transportation, maybe spaces to work out of, staging areas, things like that, that can keep their agents on the streets making the arrests they need to make.
Well, this is interesting. So right now, are those services that you already offer and that the county is already offering to ICE, or would this be kind of a new way forward of moving forward with the mass deportations? What are you guys doing right now when it pertains to ICE?
Right now, we're not doing anything. Again, our 287G program is in place at the jail, but our authorities are limited to within that jail. This is what I envision our role could be if asked. Well, let me tell you what I see here. I think the mayor's done nothing more at this point but to invite maybe more criminal aliens, maybe gang elements to Frederick City with this false perception that he's going to be able to protect them. And he has no right to promise taxpayer money to fund their legal defense.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because, I don't know about the Frederick County budget, but Mayor O'Connor is certainly acting like they're awash with cash there in Frederick City. So much so that they've got this surplus they can use to help the legal defense for illegal immigrant criminals. I doubt that really balances well, if I may use the term balance, with their budget.
There's no government that's flush with cash right now. Everybody's struggling. Their enforcement, our law enforcement, everybody's struggling for money. Let me say this. I would love to see him sitting in a room with the fathers of the families of Lakeland Riley, Rachel Morin from Harford County, maybe Sarah Root, explain to them why he feels the way he feels.
You know, so some of the things he... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sheriff.
I was just going to say he's never been placed in that position, and I hope he never is, of having a family member brutalized or murdered or raped by an illegal. I hope it never happens to anybody again. But sit down in a room and explain to these fathers what his position is and why.
You know, something else that he talked about was talking about protecting LGBT rights and making, Frederick has some sort of perfect score when it comes to equal treatment of the LGBT plus community. Is there any concern for those folks in the LGBTQ plus community in Frederick County? I mean, it seems weird that there's such an emphasis there when it sounds like the real crime is probably maybe illegal immigrants or just crime broadly because crime has been on the rise. What is your take?
There's never been an issue with that community or any other specific community. Listen, we address crime broadly, just like you said. That's the concern of a particular group. And listen, he's playing politics here. He's actually got what they call it, Trump derangement syndrome, I guess. Yeah. That's what I see it.
Well, that's Frederick City, and of course you, as I noted, have been elected overwhelmingly every time you're up county-wide in Frederick County. So nothing that the mayor has done or said here, in your opinion, it sounds like is going to impede your progress, or do you have concerns when your deputies are operating within the city of Frederick?
I do not have any concerns whatsoever. Let me just put a reminder out. We have, over the course of 16 years, removed 1,990 some odd criminals from Frederick County that were in this country illegally, that have committed crimes, and they are now gone. How much safer are we because of that?
Good question, and I think the voters continue to answer it in the obvious fashion when they keep reelecting you. Sheriff Jenkins, great to talk with you. Thank you for responding to the mayor,
Sheriff.
and happy Thanksgiving.
Can I give you one final thought, please?
Please.
Yes.
Mr. Noman, Governor Noem, who's going to be our Homeland Security Secretary, if you're listening this morning, please consider standing up the task force model of the 287G program as existed years ago, and you can count me in. All right.
Okay.
Well, if she's not listening, we'll make sure she and her people get that audio right there to her. Thank you, sir. Sheriff
Thank you
Jenkins.
so much.
It's 8:44.